In the heart of the suburban town of Baskerville, nestled among neatly manicured lawns and cheerful homes, stood house number 13. This Victorian monstrosity, with its weathered facade and gaping windows, loomed ominously, a stark contrast to its serene surroundings. The house was infamous, its reputation soaked in blood and tragedy, whispering tales of horror that sent chills down the spines of the townsfolk. The legend began over a century ago with the Blackwood family, the original owners. Frederick Blackwood, a successful banker, had built the house as a symbol of his wealth, but inside it was a fortress of despair. Eleanor, Frederick's wife, was rumoured to engage in dark occult practices, her rituals taking place in the basement. Their twin daughters, Emily and Margaret, were often seen wandering the halls, their faces devoid of life, their eyes reflecting an eerie emptiness. One dreadful night, the town was awakened by piercing screams from house number 13. By morning, the house had fallen silent, a tomb for the Blackwoods. Frederick was discovered hanging from the chandelier. Eleanor lay dead within a pentagram of blood in the basement, and the twins were found in their beds, eyes wide open, staring lifelessly at the ceiling. The cause of their deaths remained a mystery, but the town buzzed with whispers of dark rituals and madness. Years later, Edward Hammington moved in with his beautiful wife, Cynthia. The house, however, seemed to feed on Edward's insecurities and jealousy. Haunted by the belief that Cynthia was unfaithful, Edward's mind unravelled. One stormy night, driven by an uncontrollable rage, he strangled Cynthia in their bedroom before turning the knife on himself. Their blood mingled on the floor, seeping into the wood, feeding the house's insatiable hunger for tragedy. Next came the Johnson family in the 1950s, hoping to restore the house and their fortunes. But they lasted barely a year. Mr. Johnson was found dead in the attic, eyes gouged out, while Mrs. Johnson drowned in a bone-dry bathtub. Their children vanished without a trace, leaving behind a scrawled message on the wall. It watches. The house remained vacant for decades, its malevolence growing. Children dared each other to approach, claiming to hear whispers and see shadowy figures. No one stayed long enough to investigate further. In the late 1990s, a paranormal research team braved the house, eager to capture evidence of its hauntings. Their footage, found in a shattered camera at the front door, was horrifying. The team explored the basement, their flashlights flickering. An unearthly howl filled the air, and the screen went black. Their bodies were never found, their screams immortalized in the recordings. Then, Richie Kirkwood and Nicole Brown, a hopeful couple, moved in. They were determined to break the curse, but within a month, they met a gruesome end. Richie was found impaled on the garden fence, his body twisted at an unnatural angle, while Nicole was discovered in the kitchen. Her body charred beyond recognition, though there were no signs of fire damage to the house. Now, house number 13 stands as a testament to its dark past. At night, strange lights flicker in its windows, and distorted children's laughter fills the air. Neighbours report seeing ghostly figures in Victorian attire roaming the yard, disappearing as quickly as they appear. House number 13 remains an enigma, its walls soaked in blood and secrets too terrifying to reveal. The spirits of the Blackwood family, Edward and Cynthia Hammington, the Johnsons, Richie Kirkwood, Nicole Brown, and countless others linger within, trapped in an endless cycle of torment. As the town of Baskerville sleeps, the house watches, waiting for its next victim to cross the threshold and join the legion of lost souls who call house number 13 their eternal home.